Now at 9, back at the White House, President Trump leaves the hospital. What's next in his recovery and the others in his inner circle who've tested positive?
Plus, a window on campus is used for something a little more than to check out the leaves falling.
Cool temperatures tonight, but temperatures are on the rise.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
President Donald Trump leaving Walter Reed Medical Center tonight after 3 days of staying there as a patient. Good evening, everyone. We've got a lot to get to. I'm Tyler Brumman.
And I'm Catherine Segal. The president returned to the White House this evening as he recovers from COVID-19. The president was active on social media today, sharing a number of tweets, one including the phrase, "Don't be afraid of COVID." Since testing positive last week, doctors say the president had a fever and his oxygen levels dropped twice.
Not entirely be out of the woods yet. The team and I agree that all our evaluations, and most importantly, his clinical status, support the president's safe return home.
He received dexamethasone, which is reserved only for people with severe COVID. So that alone raises concerns about his condition.
And as President Trump returns to the White House, we want to go ahead now and go through some of the other people in his administration who have tested positive for COVID-19. There are several people to talk about. Here are some of the most prominent current and former members of his administration today. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany was the latest to say that she's tested positive for the virus. She made that announcement on Twitter. Former White House Senior Advisor Kellyanne Conway doing the same, in the same boat as a few other people. She made that announcement Friday night. First Lady Melania Trump, she tested positive and got her results around the same time as her husband did. And Thursday, the one who started all of this, Senior Advisor Hope Hicks, she got her positive result back hours before Trump's announcement. That was the story we brought you here on NewsLink Indiana as breaking news.
A number of White House press staff senators and the Reverend John Jenkins, president of Notre Dame University, also receiving a positive COVID-19 tests. And former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who helped the president with debate prep last week and helped with coverage on ABC News, tested positive.
Meanwhile, Russian scientists are wanting the U.S. to reconsider their country's vaccine. The head of this particular lab says President Trump would not be in this situation if he had been vaccinated with their vaccine, Sputnik V. Back in August, Russian officials had offered what they call unprecedented cooperation with the U.S. government to speed up access to effective COVID treatments. But American officials said at that time it was not open to that particular idea. No word tonight on if that will change. And health officials, they hope one is approved here in the U.S. by the end of the year. Catherine.
And Russia became the first country in the world to approve a vaccine for public use in August. But they pushed the treatment out very early before phase 3 trials had even been completed. Matthew Chance gives us an exclusive look inside the lab that created the vaccine.
It's taken us months to gain access to this secretive Moscow lab, where these very scientists helped create Russia's coronavirus vaccine.
You assessed the effectiveness of Sputnik V in this lab here.
Yeah.
Now CNN has been given a brief but exclusive glimpse inside the Gamaleya Institute, and a chance to understand how this Russian government facility was able to produce what it says is a working COVID-19 vaccine ahead of the world's biggest pharmaceutical firms.
Team is one of the secret. Platform is another part.
Scientists here insist it's their expertise, plus tried and tested technology used on vaccines for other diseases that gave them an edge.
What else is it? A team, the technology, but what's the secret?
What's the secret? I think the secret is when your team is really involved in this process, concentration on this process. I think in many pharma you have different projects you've involved, but here when you concentrate on this special task, when people are ready to stay here overnight, let's say.
Everybody's just working on one thing.
Yeah, and
Sputnik,
one thing. Yeah,
the vaccine.
Sputnik, exactly.
Well, this is one of Russia's oldest, most accomplished vaccine research laboratories. But in the rush to create Sputnik V, critics say this Gamaleya Institute has abandoned normal scientific practice. As well as skipping large-scale human tests before approval, Russian soldiers were used as volunteers in early trials, and the Institute's director even injected himself and his staff with the experimental vaccine.
Now, in a rare interview, the Gamaleya director is defending his methods. The world is at war with COVID-19, he told me, and we must use all available means to defend ourselves.
But the fact that your vaccine has been registered for use before phase 3 clinical trials have ended, so before we know if it is safe or effective, is in itself the cutting of a corner. Are you comfortable with that corner being cut?
Maybe we should ask the relatives of those killed by COVID if they would prefer us to wait until phase 3 trials have finished, he said, or to vaccinate their loved ones with a vaccine that demonstrated brilliant early results. The answer, he says, is obvious.
Here we have a couple of rooms where we purify proteins.
He could be right, and the Russian vaccine created here at breakneck speed could prove safe and effective. But if it doesn't, reputations and lives could be ruined. Matthew Chance, CNN, at the Gamaleya Institute in Moscow.
Turning now to your election 2020 coverage. Tonight you have just a few hours left to register to vote in the 2020 general election. The Delaware County Election Administrator's Office is already closed tonight. So unfortunately you can't do it in person, but you can actually do it online if you qualify. IndianaVoters.com is where you can go to register. You can also request an absentee vote by mail ballot. On the website, a large increase of absentee votes is expected this year due to the pandemic. Election day is November 3rd.
The latest on coronavirus numbers here in Indiana, health officials reporting 7 new COVID-19 related deaths and more than 800 new infections. The state's death toll is now at 3,681, which is an increase of 90 deaths in the past week. Here on campus, a total of 4 new cases have been reported on Ball State's dashboard. One of those cases was through BSU's partnership with IU Health. The other 3 are from other sources. There are an estimated 28 cases on campus. To the state, there have been a total of 1,019 cases reported since the dashboard launched on August 17th.
Some lighter news here at Ball State tonight. If you're looking for a late night snack or perhaps maybe even a late dinner on campus, you can find one inside North Dining Hall. Ball State Dining is providing students with a pickup window. This is really cool here. It's located across the way from North Residence Hall as well as the Johnson Complex. The limited menu includes items like sandwiches, salads. We're talking about some chef specials as well, milkshakes. Seems like they have it all there. Students are finding this new gym as a nice way to really just get out, especially during the pandemic.
Convenient for me to come on out if I am in a bind, like in the middle of the night, maybe doing some work, some homework. The milkshakes definitely are my favorite. I've gotten a few things, but the milkshakes basically every single time.
And students can visit that pickup window from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday through Thursday. More details online at ballstatedaily.com. And speaking of windows, tonight is definitely a night to have those windows closed. It is cold out there. It's starting to feel like fall.
It definitely is, but one silver lining of that is that the sun is definitely shining still. So let's see what Natalie has at weather.
Yeah, we have been experiencing sunny conditions, and those sunny conditions are going to continue as the week does go on. Right now we're experiencing cool temperatures. We're at 55 degrees here in Muncie, 48 in Shelbyville, and 54 degrees in Indianapolis. And those temperatures are going to continue to drop as the night continues on, and going to reach the lower 40s tonight as a cold. So as Tyler said, you want to keep those windows closed as the night does continue, but we're going to experience warmer temperatures as the week does continue, and we're going to talk about that more in my full weather update.
Natalie, thank you. Nashville tourists can now return to a fan favorite location. Talking about the Grand Ole Opry, we'll tell you the precautions they're taking next.
And if you're still looking to trick or treat this year, there's a safer option in store for you. We'll tell you how you can participate this Halloween.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back in your consumer news here tonight. If you're a fan of using Venmo to make payments, you've got a new option. You can now take the app a step further with Venmo's first ever credit card. The company introduced it today, and it's powered by Visa. PayPal, which owns Venmo, says the credit card comes with automatic cash back on eligible purchases. It also has a reward system similar to other credit cards. You can manage it right now in the app and use it anywhere Visa cards are accepted.
Regal Cinemas will temporarily shut down theaters this week. Cineworld confirmed the decision today. The shutdown will begin on October 8th. 778 Regal theaters began opening across the world back in July after being closed for the pandemic. Last month, the company announced a loss of more than $1.5 billion. Regal is the second largest cinema chain in the United States after AMC. In a statement, Cineworld did not say when theaters could reopen, but the company will continue to monitor how COVID-19 is impacting markets worldwide. About 45,000 employees will not have jobs during the shutdown.
Also tonight, the pews at the Grand Ole Opry no longer empty. 500 guests filled the rows Saturday night to kick off its 95th anniversary celebration. Here's who was there. Dierks Bentley, Terry Clark, Vince Gill, and Lori Morgan. They all took to the stage. Guests did have to wear masks, and they were spaced out to practice social distancing. But for those who couldn't catch the show in person, they were able to watch it via live stream. How cool is that? And as Halloween approaches, more than 148 million adults plan to take part in activities this year. That's according to a survey by the National Retail Federation. According to that poll, the number of people celebrating this year is down. More than 3/4 are changing how they'll celebrate the day. 53% plan to decorate their homes, 46% will carve a pumpkin, and 18% will dress up their pets. Americans are expected to spend more than $90 on average, spending a little more on home decorations, candy, as well as greeting cards.
And one store in particular is making the Halloween spirit work even during the pandemic. Lowe's home improvement stores want to make sure that Halloween isn't canceled entirely. That's why the warehouse stores are offering drive-through curbside trick-or-treating. It works like this. Families register in advance on lowes.com/DIY to reserve a spot. Then on either October 22nd or 29th, they can drive up to the store for free candy and a small pumpkin. Costumes are encouraged but not required. That should sweeten the deal for your next home improvement project.
How cool is that? And as we look now at that weather forecast, Natalie, is it going to be a trick or a treat out there?
We're seeing pretty cool conditions as the night does continue, going to reach the 40s, but those temperatures are going to change coming up here next week, and we'll talk about that soon.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm going to miss you the most. I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
Yes.
you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. Live look right now over part of campus. It's dark out there and it's cold. Natalie, we're wondering if those cooler temperatures are going to continue. What can you tell us?
Those cooler temperatures are going to stay for tonight, but we're expecting warm temperatures after that. We saw nothing much on radar really this week today, as we see a high pressure system has moved over our area, pushing all that cloud cover out of the way, bringing for sunny conditions. And those sunny conditions are going to be the real drive for our weather as the week does continue to move on as well. Current conditions right now, we are at 55 degrees here in Muncie with winds of the south at 6 miles an hour, making for pretty decent conditions, but those are expected to fall tonight. But looking at current temperatures right now over the whole viewing area, we can see we're at 55 in Muncie, 54 in Indianapolis, 48 in Shelbyville, but over the area we are at the mid 50s to low upper 40s range. And as we can see, the temperature change over the past 24 hours from this time yesterday, we can see we have gone up 70 degrees in Muncie, 8 degrees in Indianapolis, and actually gone down 1 degree in Shelbyville. But over most of the viewing area, we can see we have seen an increase in our temperatures, and an increase in temperatures is what we're going to experience as the week does continue. However, tonight we're going to reach a low of 42 degrees with mostly clear skies moving into our area, and those clear skies are expected to continue as well. If we time out these temperature change over the next few days, we can see we're going to experience cooler temperatures tonight and moving into tomorrow morning, 46 degrees in Muncie, but those temperatures are expected to warm up as the day does continue. And by the time you leave for work tomorrow, we can experience a high of 72 degrees here in Muncie. And those conditions are going to continue to stay warm, get a little lower for your Wednesday morning, but after that, they're going to warm right back up for your Wednesday with a high of 76 for the day on Wednesday. For a high for tomorrow, we're going to experience 71 degrees with sunny conditions. However, those sunny conditions, we are going to experience winds as well, as that high pressure system is bringing southerly wind, bringing that warm temperatures. However, that is bringing gusty conditions as well. If we take a look at the gusts here on Precision Cast, we can see Muncie 20 miles an hour. Those gusty conditions are going to continue moving into your Tuesday evening as well, but those gusts are going to start moving out of our area overnight, but come back for our Wednesday as well, making for gusty conditions to continue onto our Wednesday. However, after those gusty conditions move out of the way, ending the week this week, you may want to make your seasonal trip to the pumpkin patch, because come this Saturday, we're going to reach a high of 76 degrees with mostly sunny conditions. And Sunday, we're going to experience partly cloudy conditions as well with a high of 74 degrees. So if you are going to go to the pumpkin patch, no need to bring a jacket or anything, because we are looking at pretty warm conditions as the week does go on. Speaking about warming conditions, we can see over the Midwest right now, we're experiencing above average temperatures. No, really, over the whole viewing area, over in the Pacific Northwest, they are experiencing below average temperatures, but not here. We're going to experience those warm temperatures as the week does continue. Taking a look at our mid 7-day forecast, we're going to experience windy conditions for your Tuesday and Wednesday. Come Friday, there's going to be good conditions bringing in your Saturday and Sunday. Come Monday, those clouds start to clear out from this Sunday with high temperature of 76 as well. So overall, temperatures are looking pretty good for us, everyone.
Yeah, nice to see those 70-degree temperatures. Really, fall is here. Yeah, and it's nice to, continue to feel that fall weather, get out to the pumpkin patch, as you mentioned. Natalie, thank you so much. And a volleyball organization in Yorktown, like so many others in sports, they've had some unique struggles during the pandemic, and we're talking about it tonight.
And hear the latest updates in high school football, all that and more next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
What
funny.
on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back. I'm Joey Moore with sports. The Muncie Volleyball Club is back up and running. NewsLink Indiana's Nathaniel Smith rolled up to the organization to get more.
The Muncie Volleyball Club, located in Yorktown, is a place where anyone grades K through 12 can pick up club volleyball. With about 400 kids participating every year, they offer a wide variety of camps over the summer to prepare their players for the season.
What we call skills camps or team camps. And these team camps, we'll get 24 teams in here at a time. And it's pretty amazing the efficiency at which they go on.
While the camps are open to anyone in the club, co-owner Wes Lyon discussed what the camps are specifically designed for and what their ultimate goal is for the camps.
Well, ultimate goal is for these players to become better players for their middle school team, for their high school team.
Kylie Johnson, the head coach for the 12-1 Open teams, talks about what stands out to her as a coach within the Muncie Volleyball Club.
The relationships that you make with the parents and players, it's an amazing feeling to see a kid that you coached playing on TV.
While there are practices and other activities being organized through the club, COVID is still alive and well, and like most other organizations, the Muncie Volleyball Club had to adjust their agenda accordingly.
We did shut down on March 12th, and we were basically did nothing in this gym. In fact, none of this was open for until really May 24th.
Kylie Johnson says when she heard the news, it was a terrible feeling.
It's just like you were robbed.
Kylie, like other coaches, are eager and ready for the season to start. In Yorktown, Nathaniel Smith, NewsLink, Indiana.
The club is holding practices in the facility as of now. Now taking a look at what to watch for high school volleyball. Pairings were announced last night, and Sectional 9 is stacked with teams from in and around Delaware County. Match 3 will be one to watch with Yorktown facing Muncie Central. This coming after they won their 7th straight Delaware County championship this last weekend. The Tigers are sitting at 19-0 undefeated so far this year. Muncie Central sitting at 9-11 overall, but an impressive 3-1 record in conference play. And then finally, Newcastle sits at 15-4 and will face Richmond in match 4. An exciting night of high school football last Friday with Delta taking down Pendleton Heights for the first time in 5 years. As we get closer to the postseason, let's take a look into some of this week's local matchups. Starting things off at 7, Mississinawa hosting the Blackford Bruins. Up next, Muncie Central making the long trip to Lafayette, where they're meeting McCutcheon. Westell coming off a win over Tindley, traveling to Purdue Poly. And Eastbrook looking to stay hot after dominating Blackford as they'll be hosting Elwood this week. Kicking off at 7:30, the Yorktown Tigers hitting the road, taking on Pendleton Heights. Delta looking to keep their momentum, hosting Greenfield Central. And Newcastle facing New Palestine. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NLI Sports for the latest live scoring updates and highlights. And some pretty exciting local high school football matchups coming up this weekend.
Yeah, and of course we can't wait for it. In fact, we even have more football here on Monday night in the NFL. The Chiefs-Patriots, what's the latest from that game?
Last I checked, the score was 19-10 with the Chiefs ahead.
Awesome. We hope the Patriots lose, or at least I do. Thank you so much, Joey. And another star on the Walk of Fame destroyed. We're going to tell you whose star that is next.
And a final check at this week's weather forecast. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Time now on this Monday night for us to take a look at what is trending, Catherine.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Mackenzie Rupp. Mackenzie, what do you have for us?
Good evening, guys. President Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has been destroyed for the third time in 4 years. It was smashed with a pickaxe by someone wearing a Hulk costume late last week. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce will not remove it despite the repeated attacks. The star is currently covered with a tent where a replacement one is being made. And speaking of stars, rapper Nicki Minaj had her first child with husband Kenneth Perry on Wednesday. The couple hasn't released the name or gender of the baby just yet, but fans believe the baby is a girl. Minaj said in a recent interview with Complex that she doesn't need a girl. She announced her pregnancy in late July by posting pictures on Instagram showing off her baby bump. She didn't try to hide it. She captioned one of the posts, #Preggers. That's all for trending news tonight. Tyler and Catherine, back to you in the studio.
All right, Mackenzie, thank you so much. And before we go, we want to get one final check of that weather. You know, it's feeling like fall out there. We're wondering, of course, if those temperatures are going to continue in the 7-day. Natalie, one final check of that 7-day forecast for us.
We're experiencing above average temperatures in the next 7 days. We're going to experience windy conditions for your Tuesday and Wednesday as those warm temperatures move into our area, the southerly wind, making for windy and gusty conditions for your Tuesday and Wednesday. Come Thursday, Friday, temperatures are still in the 70s, and come this weekend if you're wanting to make that trip to the pumpkin patch this weekend, looking good for your conditions with mostly sunny skies and highs in the 76 and 74 for your Sunday. Starting next week off with Monday, a high of 76 and partly cloudy conditions. So overall, the next week's looking good, guys.
Yeah, you got to be sure to get that jacket out. Natalie, thank you so much. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us right back here tomorrow night at 9 on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a good night.